Yo guys, we're looking at Shaden, the rank 1 jungler. So he already starts with a ward around his raptor, so he can spot if Nafiri is cheesing his reps. For now, generic start is start on Graves, which is totally fine. Now what's really interesting is that he plays very selfishly. He always plays Dark Harvest and Hubris, so he wants to stack up as much damage as possible. Now observe his blue kiting. The way he's kiting, he minimizes the hits he's taking actually from the blue, which means he's gonna spare up as much HP as possible. But you know guys, what's interesting, he plays Dark Harvest, Sudden Impact, Grizzly Momentus for Trinket Haste, Treasure Hunter for gold gain, so he can buy his Hubris as fast as possible, Alacrity for attack speed, Triumph for gold gain and HP restoration, generic attack speed, attack damage and scaling HP shards. Now what I really want to point out is that his playstyle is often really selfish. Sometimes he also does stacks waves, and notably he skips Drakes, especially inconsistent ones, for kills because they help him to reach the Hubris point way faster, and that's what you wanna rush as quickly as possible, so you can furthermore accelerate your lead by getting AD stacks from the item. Now notice he's clear. He kites as efficiently as possible, and now he puts 2 points in his queue if he's looking to full clear. Yes, he does. Now usually if you want to lock yourself into full clear, you want to put 2 points in your queue. You may not be limited to, sometimes you still could get a gank off even though you don't have a point in your W, but if you believe that most likely you will not get a level 3 gank off on top lane or in mid lane, he's actually just aiming to put 2 points in his queue, skips the red itself, so he has a better respawn timer for the Krugs and for the Raptors of course. And what's notable here is that after level 4 he will get better ganks off, so at that point he will actually skill his W. And for now he's also just observing like what does Jace do, how much HP does he give up, Serat's positioning. This Serat is genuinely ungankable in this position. He's holding the wave, so we will not be bothered by him. What he's actually fishing to do, he wants to eat through the pit because there is a ward where Jace actually warded this, if you guys remember, when he walked downwards on the map. He spots the Nafiri. Now what do we do? Do we continue hitting the Scuttle Scrap or do we turn towards Nafiri? Well, he gave up his jump, so he has less ways of gap closing. That's something very important. He uses his Q and kites properly. He doesn't completely walks into Nafiri. Now, as much as you guys notice he's kiting, he's also like utilizing his W and ease forward. Now, he's still kiting and playing around the smoke. Look at his spacing. Look at the spacing around his smoke. He's actually really good at distancing out from Nafiri, hitting those Q angles on the wall and wiping his wolves as fast as possible to the point where she has no DPS. And it seems like it's a double scuttle angle. Even Nautilus late rotated, he will get a double scuttle, which always means that you're gonna hit level 6 faster for a Drake fight. Or for any other skirmishes, of course. It's a solid double scuttle into a Dark Recall. Let's have 1000 gold. Perfect. And he continues his clear. Now, usually you don't want to give up your E from the base if you want to do your wolves, but because his Gromp is respawning faster, you can give up your E, because by the time you reach the Gromp, your E will be up, if it makes sense. Look, basic attack E's, kites and all that. Now, it's really important to point out that you could still look for opportunities on bot or mid lane, but on bot lane the opportunities are really weak. Sion is really bad at setting up ganks. They have particularly good escapes. These champions don't have their level 6 engage abilities up yet, so he prefers to skip it. The chances of getting a proper gank off is very low, so he likely prefers to avoid them. This Sion is doing oddly well on bot lane though. I never seen an ADC Sion. What is the ADC Sion? That's really weird. Never seen that in my life. Is that the boss? High in the sky. High in the sky. Mid lane, same opportunities are a bit vain, so he's not really looking to go for it. But top lane might be a bit more promising for now. Seems like he's kiting his camps as efficiently as possible towards top lane, so you always want to kite towards a lane you want to gank, if it makes sense. It looks like this Jace is playing way too far up, and you know what's actually the temptation here? Because Cassiopeia is low on HP, he could look for further more range Q trades, and also he could like one hit the tower to get the plate, So in here this Jace is very tempted to wave clear and go for one basic attack into the tower if it makes sense. So in here there are two reasons for Jace to play way too deep, which he's looking to punish, not only to kill Cassiopeia but to get her plate, and he's already stepping up, he's looking to trade. Unfortunately Naafiri does show up, and it does seem like that he doesn't get smoked but almost smoked. It does actually completely walk away because Jace is looking to shove, the wave is almost in and they could look for a dive. Now, is he baiting here? Wow, that Q was a perfect Q into the wall and a nice basic attack that finishes her off. If he didn't do the quick combo by hitting the Q into the wall, it wouldn't instantly recast and she could then actually kill her, so it may end up as a 1-for-1. Or not even, if she can sidestep in time, it may be just a 1-for-none. But that's totally fine, we got the kill, we got our cow field as well, so we are doing our best to hit that Hubris point as fast as possible. Hubris only costs 2800 gold, by the way, that's kinda crazy. And for now he's just aiming to secure the Scuttle Scrub, I assume. Yep, a Scuttle Scrub being secured here. It really cuts off from windows from the river. He prefers the Scuttle Scrub to be cleared first, because that could be more likely contested, and then he's going for his other camps. Again, the bot lane ganks are still a bit inconsistent, despite of them not having flash. You know what's the problem with ganking bot lane? Sion has R, but what Nautilus could do, especially challengers can pull this off really easily. If Sion R's him, he could hook away and get out of his stun. So Sion cannot set up a Q into him and they just disengage. So even now it's very inconsistent to gank bot lane actually due to this interaction. So he prefers to at least wait for Sona to be level 6. She's still level 5, right? So that's what he's aiming to avoid. Ganks that are really difficult to be ganked, lanes that are really difficult to be ganked, he prefers to highly avoid them. As much as you guys can see, like, he does sometimes actually also skip camps, of course, for a gank. It does happen, but only if it's like really reliable. So in here he started it, that's totally fine. As a jungler, you gotta notice the spots, the situations where you wanna drop the camp. You wanna totally drop the camp and actually look for a gank. Serat is even owning her, but it does seem like just because he dropped the camp, he was able to pick up this kill, another 310 gold plus a treasure hunter stack, and look how much gold he has. He is really closing up actually. Wait, he already has Hubris, he's not even closing up. So he's just aiming to get these topside camps until he's topside, and then he can get his Hubris and his boots. So you don't want to recal up front, of course, you still want to get your topside camps and perhaps check on grabs, but for now you just wanna secure the gold for boots and Hubris. Yeah, nice. Can he steal one of these scraps? He couldn't, that's unfortunate. But you know what's interesting? You're still getting your alacrity stacks even if you're assisting it, so a little bit it did help hitting these grabs, of course. Now, next. What do we do next? Actually, it seems like he wants to go Drake. Let's see if he has better opportunities, or will the Drake will be the best option here. Because usually kills are way more preferred by him than Drake itself. It does seem like this Nautilus is looking to punish this Vex for overstaying with low HP. Misses his hook and he's getting punished by our Shaden. As far as you guys noticed, he does actually get another treasure hunter stack. That was a shitty flash from his part. And we are getting our first stack, 1580, 7080 from one item. Isn't that just crazy? 7080, huh? He skips Drake. He still feels like it could get a bit inconsistent to commit for it. So he actually highly prefers, as I said, skipping Drakes and just aiming to you know, accumulate gold basically, right? Especially if he could get into like a smite flip with the enemy Naafiri. He highly prefers to first have mid prio. This Serat has little to no mana as well, so he highly prefers for the priorities to be set up and then he's aiming to, you know, full send it into Drake. But let's see if he gets better opportunities. He does get better opportunities, and as much as I would recommend you guys, just play for kills, steal every kill, play as selfishly as possible, because this is what he does in 3000 LP. Leave none of the kill for your teammates, none. You're playing a Hubris jungle after all. And only now. So if there are no kill opportunities, right, he takes Drake, because sure, Drake can be a good win condition in long term if the game does extend by chance, but he's really good at closing out games. So many of his games last approximately 20-ish minutes, if it makes sense. So he's really good at closing out games as well, not only getting fed, then throwing it. So collector next, another super snowbally item. Does seem like he's going for the mid wave. As I said, he does actually like text his waves now and then, but in here it's quite reasonable because Vex was dead and Serath would just wave clear it in. He's looking for the plate, I assume. Another 110 gold pocketed. Despite it's taken away from Vex, that's totally fine. Seems like the reps are not quite up and he's just looking to I assume to get some like ganks off on both sides, but he does notice it might be too late to arrive, so he just clears the Scuttle Scrub and goes for his next camps, if it makes sense. So what do we do next, Chief? Continues his clear, goes for his Raptors actually this time, and looks for mid-top opportunities basically. Seems like Jace plays pretty deep and there is also control ward, so that they will not spot him. But this Jace also plays very aggressively, so he also like watches out for like aggressive player pattern, if it makes sense. Because those people are way more easy to be ganked, right? Now he's actually still level 10 and he's looking to punish Jace. Oh, he's actually here to punish the Jace if he's greeding for the honey fruit. Alternatively, he could also just invade. That might be his other like intention, of course. But if you can do this as a jungler, just to spot the fact that they may greed for honey fruit, you could be a 200 IQ jungler. 2 billion IQ. It's really good that Vex rotated. Otherwise it could have been a bit more messy this fight. I think he will send his R. Oh my god. Does he one-shot this Nautilus? Not quite. It doesn't kill, he flashes though. That's perfect. Again, he takes the wave away, but again, it's totally fine because both of the mid laners are dead, so don't be shy on taking away the wave. Let's skip a little bit forward. He's just gonna default back to his clearing his camps. He's a little bit low on HP and, you know, notably, he doesn't have his ultimate and flash up, neither smite for a gank, so he prefers to, now it's up of course, but he prefers to just clear. Spend his gold to get as much damage as possible. He has already 40% crit chance and tons of AD and lethality. And this combination of lethality, AD and crit is really big. Like if you're getting one of those fat crits off, you're insta-killing that wolf, if it makes sense. You're insta bro, it's a bit of a YouTuber exaggeration, but you guys get my point. As a bit like saying, bro, you're just gonna like one hit it, then leave the camp, right? It's a one hit. I mean, that was kind of a big, juicy Dark Harvest crit, if I may say so. And for now, I think he's looking to punish the fact that Serath is greeding actually for the Vex heal. So you can always check out, move your camera constantly, or check up the HP bar of your teammates, and that can also like indicate something to you. So you can also like punish the fact that they are greeding for a kill while you're around. So he's really good at spotting individual like player pattern on like how likely they're gonna greed for a kill, how aggressively they play. That's also like very important to watch out for when you're moving your camera. And he's actually getting his noon quiver, okay. 289 AD already, by the way. His art does 700 on the initial hit. 471 on the travel path. Holy. He does some fat amount of damage on his abilities as well. Secures the second drake in no time, and you know, if you wipe these drakes as quick as possible, you're gonna get to soul point in no time. Oh, he tried. That's a bit unfortunate. But how didn't this send him over the wall? Am I the only one that complains about the fact that my dash doesn't go through the wall? This is the rank 1 player. I think that's bugged. That might be bugged. What? How didn't that go through the wall? Because sometimes you wanna like R backwards just to gain distance, because again, like your basic attack could just deal more damage than your R, or B scenario, you just wanna like go through the wall and just kill your opponent, if it makes sense. Just to gap close. Because in some cases you may be able to reset your EO from basic attack in, then get another in, which would out damage your R damage, if it makes sense. And more likely provide you lethal damage on your opponent. So R-ing backwards, I would say it's really underrated. He went actually Shieldbow, not Infinity Edge, not Lord Dominic's Shieldbow. So it does value some defensive stats. As for now, his damage, his team is packed with damage, and he's packed with damage, you know. So he values to not throw his lead, to not die basically, because he's worth 1000 gold. So that's definitely not worth throwing away. Oh my god, his wolves are a bit nasty at tanking. Oh my god. His wolves been tanking so many of his basics. He just walks all over them. Oh my god, did you guys see that crit? He just walks all over them at this point. Look at his armor and more. He has way too much AD, he has way too many resistances. Like, what is his champion even? If this champion is ahead, he's really scary. He's not killable, he does too much damage. He's a bit of a raid boss. He's really good, by the way, at like turning back, you know, after leaving an area. Like, his camera is constantly on the fight. Meantime, he clicks. He could click on the blue, by the way. You could click on the blue, then move your camera back, so you could path towards a certain objective. Meantime, you're also like paying attention to the map, or use F keys, which are totally fine as well. Hubris has a really cool effect, by the way. I didn't even glaze that yet, but that looks really good on grapes actually. Like, you could really tell that the devs did add in some cool animation for it. That JCQ just tickled his HP. For the fact that he's full lethality as well. So now he goes Lord Doms, okay. Like, at this point you can 2-hit people actually with this many Hubris stacks. I'm not even kidding. If you crit twice, that's a 2-hit. No joke. Not the Nautilus because he's too tanky with his support item, but you guys get my point. And GG, well played. I hope you guys learned something new. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. This will help me with you know, just to be able to release more videos for you guys to enjoy. See you guys in the next one.